This is our podcast under the stairs.
The Ted Bundy story. This series will take you on a deep dive into the life and crimes of one of America's most nutritious serial killers. I'm Brianna Hochstetter, and joining me are
Jade,
Gracelyn,
Austin Miller,
and
Angelina.
together we'll explore Bundy's early life, his heinous acts, the investigation that led to his capture, his trials, and the lasting impact he has had on society. In this first episode, we'll start by discussing Ted Bundy's background and his personality, shedding light onto how someone so seemingly charming could commit such horrific crimes. Stay tuned as we unmask the monster behind the myth.
So, Bree, they said Ted Bundy was pretty bad. What do you think about him from this picture?
Not that they can see the picture, but he looks like a normal man. They said he was acted charming and innocent.
But the hairline is not charming.
No.
The forehead is
Pretend to be
huge.
injured and like disabled, and females love to help like injured people.
Oh yeah.
That's true. They love to make
Yeah.
sure men are okay.
Because who doesn't love a lost puppy at their doorstep?
Yeah, I love taking care of people.
I do too. It's cute. It makes me feel good about myself.
but that's why you never trust a stranger.
Well,
You never know what they're gonna do.
back then they weren't thinking like that. You know?
Because
Nowadays we have to.
he could be the next Ted Bundy.
Right.
Yeah.
He might try to hack and slash and gash.
Now he's the reason why we think like that. You know.
Yeah, but it's now good to know, now that we're aware of the situation of what happened. We can be more aware for ourselves, and
Now we got to make sure they're
Look
actually
out.
broken.
we can look out for each other.
But I don't know. If I was a chick, I would not find him attractive.
Yeah.
I don't know what he looks like.
What do you guys think drove Bundy to commit such heinous crimes?
What'd you say?
What do you think? What do you think drove Bundy to commit such heinous crimes?
Probably understanding what drove Ted Bundy to commit his crimes. It's still complex and it's still debated among experts. Like his psychopathy.
Yeah. Some believe that his troubled childhood, including issues with his family, was the reason why he got all violent.
I heard that. I could see that because your childhood affects the way you grow up, and if you've never got therapy and grew out of that, then he'll always be like that.
He kind of reminds me of Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer is a whole other
But
freaking murder mystery.
many serial killers, including Bundy, are driven by desire for power over their victims. Because they're weird like that.
They are weird like that. They like that overpoweredness that turns them on.
Well, to be honest, though, Bundy's crimes had a sexual component, indicating that he was derived pleasure from the suffering of his victims.
See? And that is another comparison to Jeffrey Dahmer, like we talked about.
Oh, yeah.
He loved killing animals too.
Yeah, it turns him on.
Oh, my God.
It's just these weird men in their weird facilities.
Well, Bundy was never formally diagnosed with a mental illness. His behavior suggests that there had been, problems that he had that weren't diagnosed, but he definitely had some problems.
I think he had a lot of problems.
Clearly.
What do you think some of his problems, were?
Probably, maybe BPD or,
BPD?
I don't know.
What's BPD?
bipolar disorder.
Oh, I could see that. He was definitely very, one second he acted charming, and then the next he just turned into,
Psycho
complete killer mode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was all of his victims women?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of his victims were women.
Yeah.
College girls.
So he was
I know
also...
he killed at least 30 people.
He was also a predator, okay.
Yeah.
That's cute. But no, people said he was charming. I don't see it.
I could see him being charming to ask for help, and then to, lure someone in. I could see that.
But would he be able to pull you is the question.
Would you be able to pull me? Nah.
I
You
didn't
can't
think
pull
so.
me. I ain't silly. No, for real, I'm really big about helping people, so I probably would be one of the people to be like, yeah, sir, I can help you with that. I wouldn't mind. And then he'd throw me into his van, and y'all wouldn't see me for another good.
There were several warning signs of Bundy's violent tendencies that, in hindsight, seemed quite telling. His early behavior as a child, Bundy displayed unusual behavior, such as showing an interest in knives.
Oh, yeah.
Some reports suggest he engaged in acts of cruelty towards animals. Another thing, just like Jeffrey Dahmer.
And he's also a freak, okay.
He is.
A common early indicator of violent tendencies. In his teenage years, Bundy was known to be a peeping Tom, spying on women through their windows. He had a history of petty crimes, including theft and deception, which escalated over time. Bundy had difficulty forming genuine emotional connections and often manipulated those around him. These signs, while not definitive on their own, collectively pointed to deeper issues that eventually manifested in his violent actions.
He sounds crazy, like your average.
Yeah.
He'll never not be crazy to me.
Sorry, but I'd never help him out with his flat tire on the side of the road.
Yeah, we need to look into more of his mental state once we get it back.
Oh, we definitely do.
Bundy was diagnosed with psychopathy, a disorder where a person doesn't feel emotions like guilt and, like we've said, zero empathy. This allowed him to do very bad things without feeling any regret. It just shows how his mental health is crucial. Ted Bundy's first known crime was the assault and attempted abduction of Karen Sparks in January 1974. She was a student at the University of Washington, and he broke into her apartment, brutally attacking her while she slept. It's pretty chilling how he used deception to lure his victims after that. The attack at the Chi Omega sorority house at the Florida State University in 1978 was when Bundy broke into the house and brutally assaulted 4 women. He killed 2 of them. This attack was partially shocking because of the sheer audacity and brutality of it.
These exact reasons for getting the Omega sorority house aren't fully known, but it seems like he was driven by the urge to commit violent acts without much concern for who his victims were. He likely saw the sorority house as a place where he could find multiple victims in one location, making it easy for him to carry out his attacks. His actions there were part of the pattern of escalating violence and recklessness that eventually led to his capture.
Another significant murder was the abduction and killing of Kimberly Leach, a 12-year-old girl in 1978. This crime was especially heartbreaking because of her young age. It was also one of the key pieces of evidence that led to Bundy's final conviction.
Ted Bundy was finally caught in February 1978. He was driving a stolen car in Florida when police officer David Lee pulled him over. He initially tried to run, but got tackled and arrested. Afterward, he was pretty defiant and didn't show much remorse. He even acted as his own attorney during his trials, which showed his arrogance and confidence and his ability to manipulate the system. It was like he still thought he could outsmart everyone.
In his later life, Bundy spent most of his time on death row. He tried to delay his execution by offering to reveal more information about his crimes, hoping to trade that for more time. He also gave several interviews where he talked about his life and crimes, trying to maintain some control over his narrative. Ultimately, he was executed in the electric chair in 1989. His final years were marked by a mix of manipulation attempts and facing the consequences of his actions. Ted Bundy's last words before execution were, "I'd like you to give my love to my family and friends." It's chilling to think about that, considering everything he did, which was quite a lot.
podcast of the stories.